Alright, what is going on, my dudes? We're back here today with a very late top 10 list for the Photon Summer of Suffering Week 3 boss. Now, unfortunately, this fight came out the exact same second as Act 9.1, which we sped to 100%, and this one kind of went on the back burner for me. I had a very busy week, unfortunately. I ended up really liking this fight. I didn't do too well on stream, but after really digging into it a bit, I saw the vision, man. I saw the vision with lots of counters, so we're gonna jump into it today, talk about what to do, talk about how to fight her, all that fun stuff. Before we jump into counters here today, let's go over the objectives. We have 2022, blanket 2022, Spider-Verse, blanket Spider-Verse, and then medium end skill, okay? So, lots of options here, lots of options this time, which is really nice. We love to see that, right? Let's talk about what this fight entails. So it's a Photon, so you got your typical Photon stuff, right? You can't dex the special 1 or the special 2 when she's in pure light form, all that fun stuff. When you gain a debuff, she gains one of her charges. We all know how Photon works, okay? We all know how she works. If you parry her, she's gonna make you miss. We know how it works, okay? So, you don't gain power in this fight by any means, aside from the passive power that you gain every second. If you hit her block with your light attack, you will gain a petrify. If you get 2 of these, essentially, you will die. Alright? The petrify can help you, because if you get to 3 bars of power, it's got that node, is it called Languar or something, where if you reach 0 bars of power, you essentially die. You take like a giant, humongous burst of damage that maybe only Sasquatch can survive, you know? When you get to 3 bars, all your power gets drained, right? So if you get those petrifies, they will drain you down to 0. So essentially, you can use that petrify to help you not reach 3 bars of power, but you do want to spam specials in this fight. Now, one last little wrinkle, there is also that, what is it called? Stage fright, where if you use like 2 specials within 15 seconds, you get some degen. Now, the degen will not kill you. It takes off 50% of your current health, okay? Now, there are some champions who can really take advantage of that, and some champions where you kind of want to hit the block a little bit. That way you can get that petrify, and you can kind of, you know, keep your power, like, going back and forth. It's kind of like the Scorpion fight in the Eternity of Pain, right? So, let's start jumping in today to the top counters. Number 10, we got Shuri with a little bear, okay? So Shuri is great here because she can block unblockable specials, which is great. You know, she can also make the special 1, the special 2 miss, which is also really great. So Shuri is just a pretty darn decent Photon counter in general, and this is a very large Photon, all right? Moving on, we have number 9, Stark Spidey. Now, I've seen a few people saying that they could get a solo with Stark Spidey. I'm pretty sure Legacy used Stark Spidey. Starky does a lot of damage, right? And you love that. That's always really good. Yeah, so Starky for sure would be really good for Spider-Verse, especially if you have the 7-star ranked up. We got my boy, Spidey 2099 up next. Now, I do want to make a very special call out here that if you want to use him here, you should take off the Dexterity Mastery, and that is because when you do that, you can dodge all of her specials, alright? So that means that special 1, special 2 does not matter, just dex the specials for days. Dex the special 1 for days. Probably don't hit the block with him like you normally would, because you don't want to, you know, get the power down to 0 and die. But you can pretty much bait the special 1, spam your special 2, and just do a lot of damage just over time, right? That's essentially the strategy for the number 1 spot on here. It's number 1 just does more damage. Number 7, Jessica Jones, man. So Jessica Jones has that unstoppable and that resistance up when the opponent uses special attacks, right? That is fantastic here because that's going to keep her nice and tanky here. I've seen a lot of solos with Jessica, people from my alliance and whatnot, and Jessica's a very underrated attacker for sure, especially once she can get ramped up. So she's really solid. She's great for this fight. She came out in 2022 and she's a nice option. Number 6, we have Spider-Punk, man. Spidey Punk. So yeah, Spider-Punk, great for this fight as well. The, what do you call it? The, Encore passives, really nice for getting her to use that special 1, right? Really good stuff there. You have the, gonna reduce the potency of the special 1 kind of, right? It's kind of like that weakness effect that he has with the Encore as well, with the taunt, right? And yeah, so Spider-Punk, really solid champion, very underrated attacker, honestly, right now, and he's great for this fight. I've seen a lot of people use him. use him. Number 5, we have Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi is a medium and skill champion. I didn't personally try Shang-Chi myself, but I saw a lot of people say that Shang-Chi absolutely bodied this fight, and I understand why. It's Shang-Chi. He's a fantastic character. That special 2 is absolutely insane. You could potentially cleanse the petrifies if you mess up and you get too many, so there's a lot of safety things here that you can do. Moving on to number 4, we have Mantis. Now, Mantis is the first one that I use for 2022. You just got to be careful that, you don't want to get those petrifies on you, so don't hit her block too heavily there, okay? Maybe just, like, stick to fighting her normally and just using those special 2s. Don't worry too much about the degen. Just try to keep all of the debuffs off of you, okay? That way you can just kind of keep the ball rolling. Moving on to number 3, we have my boy, Baron Zemo, and unfortunately I didn't know the strat to using him on stream, so I made him look awful, but I've been doing some runs with him. I got the solo, and he is so freaking good for this fight. It's a really fun fight once you get the rotation and the loop down with him for this. Really, really cool stuff, man. He really has a nice control over the fight with that root and waiting out her pure light form. Really, really solid stuff. Lots of debuffs to take advantage to. Bleed immune, so big crits, right? Please give me a 7-star Zemo, dude. I don't use 6 stars anymore, really. And I need my boy back in my rotation, dude. I need the Baron back. I need him back in my life. All right, moving on to number 2, we have my favorite 7-star skill champion currently. We went from my favorite 6-star skill champion to my favorite 7-star Bullseye. Bullseye was great for this, man. So Bullseye can't miss, you know. You can parry her, which is a nice benefit here that other champions do not have, right? Makes it very, very simple. You can just use that special 2. You don't have to worry about getting the Fury every single time, but if you can get it, that's absolutely fantastic. If you throw the special 2 right before you hit special 3, after you evade, you get the Fury, and that's going to pause the Killer Instinct passive, which can be really, really nice for getting back up to special 2 and doing it again, so you can get that Fury back and just do a lot of damage. If you have a 7-star Bullseye, he's going to be fantastic for this fight. Moving on to number 1, we have a Spider-Verse champion. We have Silk with a little pig. Silk is great here because, you know, she doesn't really benefit from the Dexterity Mastery, right? And you can just dodge the special 1 and the special 2 the entire time. Do not use the heavy chain. That I made that mistake ever in this fight. Just don't do it. Don't like parry, hit her, trigger the miss, then do it. Just don't do it. If you do like a full combo, backdraft combo into special 2 with a 7-star rank 2 or so, if you have one, or like a rank 5, it will take off about 10% of her health. Do that 10 times, which is not too tough to do when you're gaining so much passive power, and you're gonna have a good time with Silk here, man. It took me a few attempts before I got the solo. You can also auto evade her special 2 if need be, if you mess up the dex, but obviously try to get it down. And yeah, man, once again, this is an opportunity to fight Photon a lot in this quest and get those special baits down, right? Another thing, if you're like me, you may have a habit of dexing that special 1 when she's in pure light form. Fight her a bunch. Break the habit, dude, because you can actually parry the 3 hits of the special 1 and you won't take the damage. And also, she's unduped, right? So that means she doesn't get the block penetration. So they were nice. The quest designers were nice on this one, I'll say. It was a good fight. It was a really good fight. I think is very well designed, and all of the options here, all 10 options are good. There are more. There's like Black Cat, for example, I've seen people using. I've seen people using Gallon. There are lots of options for this one, so I love that. That's great. Seems like a lot of people have been enjoying it as well. All right, that's going to be it for this video. I do hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know who you use in the comment section below. Did you already do it? Were you waiting for this video? If you were, you're a real one, man. All right, I'll be seeing you guys around. Hit the like button, the subscribe button. You know what to do. I'll be seeing you around.